Is absolute honesty a virtue or a vice? This seemingly straightforward query digs deep into the very essence of our moral compass, inviting us to question our values, our ideals, and the ethical framework that guides our actions. Since the dawn of civilization, societies, cultures, and people have grappled with the concept of truth and honesty, wrestling with its implications, weighing its benefits against its drawbacks, pondering over its various facets and interpretations. The ancient Greeks believed in the Delphic maxim, "To thine own self be true," upholding the significance of truth in personal integrity. The Eastern philosophies discuss the importance of satya, or truthfulness, in the path to spiritual enlightenment. Today we delve into the biblical perspective on these profound notions. The Bible, considered by many as a moral and ethical compass, offers a wealth of insights on the topic of truth and honesty. At the heart of the Bible, in the ancient scripts of Exodus, we find the Ten Commandments, widely recognized as a cornerstone of moral law. These commandments were given to Moses at Mount Sinai. Stitched into the very fabric of Judeo-Christian values, they form the basis of moral conduct in societies across the world. Among these commandments stands a powerful statement: "You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor," a direct commandment that emphasizes the importance of upholding truth and honesty. This is not merely a suggestion, an idea, or a recommended course of action, but a divine law that underscores the critical importance of honesty in all our interactions and relationships. The Bible further explores and elaborates on the concept of honesty in the book of Proverbs. "Honest scales and balances belong to the Lord. All weights in the bag are of his making." Here, honesty is not only discussed as a moral obligation or a desirable quality, but it is depicted as a divine attribute, a characteristic of the Creator himself. It's not just about telling the truth or being honest in our statements. It's about embodying fairness, ensuring justice, maintaining balance, and upholding integrity in all aspects of life. Digging deeper into the scriptures, we find in the Gospel of John a profound statement: "The truth shall set you free." This statement, simple yet powerful, carries a depth of meaning. Freedom here is not just physical but spiritual. It is the freedom that comes from living a life of truth, a life devoid of deception, a life free from the heavy burden of maintaining a facade, a life liberated from the guilt that accompanies a lie. This freedom is not just about being unchained from physical constraints, but about breaking free from the mental and emotional shackles that hold us back. It's about finding peace in truth, about living a life that is free from the fear of being exposed, about embracing honesty not out of fear of punishment, but out of a genuine respect for truth. Truth, according to the Bible, is not just a virtue but a path to liberation. It's a beacon of light that guides us through the darkness of deception, a compass that directs us towards a life of integrity, and a key that unlocks the chains of guilt and deception. The truth shall set you free. In truth we find freedom, and in honesty we find liberation. The Bible's perspective on honesty, therefore, is not just about being truthful, it's about living a life of freedom. The freedom that comes from embracing, upholding, and living the truth. A life of honesty is a life of freedom. Truth, according to the Bible, is liberating. Now let's summarize the main points about biblical honesty. Before we delve into the specifics, it's crucial to realize this conversation's significance. Honesty is not just a fundamental virtue, but it is also a pillar on which the moral framework of our society stands. Without honesty, the structure of trust that forms the bedrock of our society would crumble. The understanding of honesty from a biblical perspective gives us a broader, more profound insight into this all-important virtue. Firstly, honesty is a divine commandment, a moral law that governs our relationships and interactions. But what does that mean, and why does it matter? For starters, a divine commandment is not something that is given lightly or on a whim. It is a carefully thought-out instruction, deeply ingrained in fabric of our existence. It's not a subjective choice, but a divine directive. It's not a matter of personal preference or relativity. It stands independent of our opinions or inclinations. A divine directive such as honesty is not up for debate or redefinition. It is a standard that we strive to uphold, a moral compass that guides our actions and interactions. Secondly, honesty is a divine attribute. When we explore the nature of the divine, we often attribute qualities such as omnipotence, omniscience, eternality, and so on. Yet, honesty is just as integral to the divine nature. It's a quality that originates from the Creator, reflecting His character and nature. This means that when we practice honesty, we are essentially mirroring a divine trait. It's more than just truth-telling. It's about fairness, justice, and balance. It's about our commitment to the truth, our willingness to stand for what is right, even when it's difficult or inconvenient. It's about building a society based on trust, where relationships are nurtured with respect and mutual understanding. Moving forward, let's delve more into the liberating aspect of truth. Truth is liberating. It frees us from guilt, deception, and the burden of dishonesty. It's a spiritual freedom that brings peace and harmony to our lives. When we tell the truth, we clear our conscience. We free ourselves from the mental and emotional weight of hidden lies or half-truths. This freedom is not just about personal relief. It's about creating a more positive and open environment for everyone around us. It's about fostering a culture of honesty, where people can communicate freely, feel safe, and trust each other. In a world often shrouded in lies and deceit, the biblical wisdom on honesty shines like a beacon, guiding us towards truth and righteousness. It's a call to uphold the highest standards of integrity, even when the world seems to be pushing us in the opposite direction. It's about resisting the temptation to take the easy path, and instead choosing to stand for what is right and true. So dare to be honest, for in truth, there is freedom. Make a conscious decision to practice honesty in all areas of your life. In your relationships, in your work, in your dealings with yourself. Do it not because it's convenient or advantageous, but because it's right and honorable. Remember, the words of the Bible aren't just ancient text, they're timeless wisdom for a life well lived. In the end, honesty is not just about telling the truth. It goes beyond the simple act of not lying. It's about embracing a lifestyle that is centered on principles of integrity, fairness, and righteousness. These aren't just idle words, but the pillars that support a truthful existence. They form the foundation upon which our character is built and how we navigate the world around us. Honesty, in its truest sense, is about alignment. It's about aligning our actions with our words, our deeds with our declarations. It's about ensuring that no discrepancy between who we are publicly and who we are privately. This alignment is not just with ourselves, but also with others. It signifies a moral compass that always points towards truth and righteousness, even when no one's watching. And this compass doesn't just guide us in our interactions with others, but also how we deal with our own selves. Honesty is about introspection, about looking into the mirror and being truthful about what we see. It's about holding ourselves accountable for our actions, about admitting our mistakes and learning from them. It's about not just acknowledging our strengths, but also our weaknesses, our fears, insecurities. It's about being brave enough to confront our imperfections and striving to be a better version of ourselves every day. Moreover, honesty is about respect. It's about respecting ourselves enough to live an authentic life and respecting others enough to be truthful to them. It's about understanding that every lie, no matter how small, chips away at the trust others place in us and at the respect we have for ourselves. It's about realizing that every time we choose honesty, we choose self-respect and respect for others. In addition, honesty is about strength. It takes courage to stand up for what is right, to voice our when they are unpopular, to admit our mistakes even when it's easier to blame others. It's about the strength of character, the resilience to uphold our principles when faced with adversity. Honesty gives us the strength to face the world with our chin up and our head held high, secure in the knowledge that we are living a life that aligns with our core principles. When we talk about honesty, we cannot ignore its spiritual aspect. It's about being true to the Creator, living a life that resonates with the divine harmony of truth. It's about walking hand in hand with the divine, about aligning our will with the will of the Almighty. It's about understanding that every action, every word, every thought is known to the Creator, and thus choosing to live a life of truth and integrity. It's about acknowledging that the divine is always watching, always guiding, and always protecting us. In essence, honesty is about living a life of dignity, honor, and respect. It's about being somebody that others can trust, somebody that we can be proud of. It's about choosing to walk the high road, even when it's steep and rocky. It's about the courage to be true, the strength to be transparent, and the commitment to be honorable. For as the Bible teaches us, the truth shall set you free.